Hi, I'm Nicolene Peck. I starred in an episode of The World's Strictest Parents back in 2009. And in this World's Strictest Parents reaction video, we're going to be showing and talking about the importance of fathers. I'm the mother of 4. I'm also the previous foster parent of many troubled teens. And so when the BBC asked me to be on this program, I was prepared, even though I was a little bit surprised. I had brought youth in my home for years and had helped them conquer all kinds of problems and prepare for good adult living. And so I knew that we could handle this situation. I also have been asked to speak all over the world, including the United Nations, different congresses and such. So in this reaction video, I'm going to look at the experiences that I had on the BBC program and then also factor in the expertise I have in the parenting field to teach us some valuable lessons from what we're going to be seeing here today. So let's take a look at this reaction to some big news for Hannah and James, who were the 2 teens that came to stay in our home for 8 days.
It's a grand affair and strictly black tie.
Can I get them silky gloves?
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. James, you are going to go with Spencer and he's going to teach you how to drive.
Really?
Really? Okay, so you see James, he's like, really? No. I get to go and drive. He actually was not expecting that at all. We totally threw it on him. He had no idea that we would anticipate that that was something that he wanted to do. Learning to drive was something James always wanted to do, but he never had the opportunity to do it. And he also didn't have the opportunity to do a lot of bonding things with his dad. So going driving with Spencer was something he was kind of looking forward to. Now let's see what happens on this driving lesson.
Okay.
Having lessons with Dad is a rite of passage for American boys.
You ready? Here we go.
Spencer wants to give James a chance to shine.
Oh shit, sorry. Just slowly on the brake. Hit it real hard.
Okay, I love this. You know, I didn't get to be there, so it's so fun to watch this. It's so fun to watch my husband, this guy who I married who was like, you know, I'm not very patient, being totally patient as he's teaching James how to drive. And just to see James smile, you know, be so excited for this opportunity to drive this car, and he's honking the horn and he's pushing on the brakes and stopping a little bit too fast. It's just so exciting to see. And, you know, when it mentions that Spencer really wanted James to shine, that was definitely true. I think Spencer's the type of person who wants everyone to feel important. And so he definitely wanted this opportunity for James so that James would know that he was important to them. And, you know, I don't know how many daddy-son dates James had had in his life, but this one was definitely fun for him, kind of special. All right, let's take another look here.
I would love my dad like teaching how to drive, but like, don't think he's really that interested in doing that kind of stuff.
Let's try to park.
It's been kind of different living with a dad, like, because I'm not used to having my own dad around. So it's like kind of seeing how Spencer's with his kids. I wish my dad was out with his.
Pick a spot and park in that spot. And just make sure you're in between the 2 lines.
So James is opening up here and he's saying, you know, my dad doesn't seem to show like he's really interested in doing stuff like this. And so this is kind of neat. And he's saying, you know, I'm seeing Spencer and I'm seeing the way that he is with his children. And I like that. This is a new thing for him and he feels like he's experiencing something important. And he is. You know, there were conversations that I had with James after this where he talked about the type of man he would want to be. And if he had children someday, how he would treat them. And a lot of it had to do with this experience, as well as some of the other experiences that he had in our home. But Spencer definitely took an active role in James's little time of development at our home, and it really made a difference to James. The Before I show this last clip, how about you leave me a comment and tell me some of your memorable experiences that you have with your dad or somebody who was a great father figure to you. I love seeing James drive. And I'm just envisioning him over in England right now driving his own car around because, you know, he's an adult now. It's been a long time. And just to know that he had his first experience with my husband in my hometown was kind of special. Let's take a look at what happens next.
He's a good dad and he means well, he's got a good heart and he's a proper good family man. I love Spencer, man. He's sick.
That gets me a little choked up, actually, to hear him say he's a proper good family man. And I love him. I love him. I love Spencer. He's sick, which means, you know, he's cool, right? I feel like that sign of love, that was a big statement for James to make because he wasn't the kind of guy that would just throw compliments around. He really meant them or he wouldn't say them. And so I know that he really felt like there was some picture of manhood that he was seeing there he had never seen before. So what does make a good father? We're seeing some things in these clips from The World's Strictest Parents. We're seeing how important a father is in someone's life. We're seeing a young man who hasn't had the connection with his father that he wished he did have. And now that he's experiencing a connection with another man who's willing to treat him like a father, because we took in foster children and we're used to just spreading our love around the best we can, this young man is recognizing there is another picture to what a man can become, what type of guy a man can become. And he likes it. He thinks it's good. And he feels that he loves this type of individual, this father figure that's in his life. So it's been neat to see how James has turned out and the steps and the strides that he's made in his life, the things that he's accomplished as he has become a man. And to know that a little step of that manhood happened in our home will always be near and dear to us. Fathers are important. My husband's role and impact on the lives of my children really cannot be fully replaced by anybody else. But any man can reach out to a young person and make a positive impact if they don't have that influence in their lives. And I think that's what we're seeing here. And James really eloquently shows us that by saying he's sick. Did you like that reaction video? If you liked that, I know you are not going to want to miss the reaction video that is called A Tight-Knit Family. I'm just going to warn you, it's a little bit of a tearjerker. So go ahead and click on that video now. I know you'll love it.